Hello, welcome to SCR1 TNO Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family, 3 cats and a dog. This is episode 30 and it's Friday the 13th of September 2019, and it's a lovely sunny day today, so I'm trying to get this recorded before I get too much of a glare off the side of me. But how lovely for September to have such a gorgeous day. So this is my podcast about how I get through my copious amounts of WIPs I've got, works in progress, and I think you'll see from this week's programme that it actually does work. Eventually I do get some finished objects, and the eagle-eyed amongst you may have spotted one already. So let's go straight into it, and my first section will be admin. You can find me as SCR1TNO on Instagram and Ravelry, and we have a Ravelry group. At the moment we have a knit along going along, which I'll put the hashtag for down here, and that's for stripy socks. So that includes scrappy socks as well, and you can have a work in progress as long as you're still on the first sock. There's a chatter thread and a finished object thread. The chatter thread is being really chatty at the moment. I'm really enjoying the discussions that were going on about commercial stripy sock yarn. It's been very interesting to read. Now I use a company called the Sock Yarn Shop online for my commercial sock yarn, and my favourite is Albaball, but I've just been having a look at it and it is the more expensive side of it. So it is very soft and it comes out a bit like hand spun, but it is actually a bit more of a higher price point than some of the others. So interesting discussion going on, and I'm really enjoying reading it. So if you want to have a look at what people are recommending for commercial sock yarn, please do go and have a look in the chatter thread and do contribute. It's a great great chat going on there, so thank you for everybody who's taking part in that, and my lovely moderator Katie, who is really working hard with it. So that's the stripy sock cowl. And by the way, you can double dip, so if you happen to be knitting stripy socks for the Strictly Sock Along, then by all means pop them in as well. So big news is this is episode 30 and I passed 300 subscribers. Thank you very much on my YouTube channel. I'm absolutely blown away, to be honest. And because of this, I was chatting with my lovely friend Ellie from the Craft House Magic podcast, and she's kindly donated 3 patterns as a giveaway, as a celebration. So what you need to do to win is to subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Ellie's channel, and leave a comment below here in YouTube or on the Ravelry thread, which I will open, which is, can you tell me what your favourite item is from Ellie's shop? Now I'll put Ellie's web address down here now, and I'll also link it both in the show notes and underneath the YouTube drop down box. So go check out her shop and tell me what your favourite item is. She does project bags, notions, kits, she hand dyes yarn. I love her hand dyed yarn. I love her project bags. She's really talented. So yeah, let me know which is your favourite item and leave a comment either here in YouTube or on Ravelry. And the prize is a lovely collection that Ellie's done, pattern collection. I think it's called the Garden Collection. This is really bad. I'm sorry, Ellie, I forgot to look it up. How awful is that? I will put a picture of it, hopefully here, of the pattern. So thank you very much for that, Ellie. I'm absolutely blown away, and I'm also blown away that I've hit over 300 subscribers this week. Day one is socks, and I have an FO. I have finished my Nest Point socks by Laura of The Lonely Knitter. It's a lovely pattern. It's so intuitive. You know exactly what row you're on. It's the closest you're going to get to a patterned vanilla sock. It's so easy to do, and also you get a rest half around because the back is plain, which also I love because it gets to show the beauty of the yarn and you get a pattern. So I think you get the best of both worlds with these socks. I love it. The yarn is Sherry Iris and it's called All Summer Long. And yeah, there are 2, I promise, there are 2. I'll put another one there. These are actually slightly damp because I washed them yesterday. Very pleased, love them. So I will definitely be making some more Nest Point socks. Oh sorry, I've got shadowing. Should have started this a bit sooner. So that's my finished object, and then living in my Sherry Iris bag, which is this one, is my other sock whip at the moment I'm actually actively working on, which is a sock blank by Hedgerow Yarns. Now I have put some rows on this, only a few. I think I've done sort of a centimetre or something at the bottom there, so it kind of gets shown, but I haven't done a huge amount. But I did definitely do some on this. I remember working on them. I need to put a progress keeper on that so I can show you progress, which I will do in a moment. But this is from a sock blank from Hedgerow Yarns, and it's literally just a vanilla sock, and I use 2 circular needles to knit my socks, and these are just licky needles, 2.5mm licky needles. So I've had a few questions about how you knit socks onto circulars, so if you want me to do a quick tutorial at some point, let me know and I will show you what I do. But I find it easier than magic loop. I have tried magic looping, and me and DPNs are a disaster because I will lose the DPNs. So this is what works best for me, and I love them. I love doing it, and you don't get the laddering that you do sometimes with others' methods. Yeah, so that's my socks for this week. I have got other sock whips. I haven't got round to putting heels into my lovely prezi from Laura of the Loner Knitter yet. And this is the Winter Solstice colourway from Les Family Yarns. I love this blue, that's so pretty. Love those. So I really want to get around to trying doing them at the weekend. I'm not quite sure which day is sock day next, but when it is I want to try and get that done. That'll be a very quick finished object, won't it? That could be quite good. So that's day 1, socks. So day 2 is shawl day, and that is hanging out in my lovely dandelion and dogwood bag, which I really do like. Sorry, it's a bit crinkly, this one. Now, I have everything on top of the project in here. That's clever. What colour are we on? We're on that colour. Come out. So I am doing the Maytham shawl by Curious Handmade, which, if I'm lucky, there's a picture of. There we go. It's that one I'm doing, and I'm doing mine in different colours, which is what all this is about on here, what I've written on it, so I can show you. I know when I'm going to change colour. And I am now 35% through this shawl. It's a big shawl. Right, so it's in a needle cozy by Busy Pottering. And I'm on a lace section now, so there's lots of, that is the right side, yeah, there's lots of stitch markers, and I just use these lovely bulb stitch markers, and these are some from So Sweet Violet actually. It's her rose gold ones, very pretty. So I'm on the lace section, and I was, where was I? There is definitely a stitch marker in there. There we go, there's my little fox. And that's a little fox from Hannah of Corner of Craft. So I was there, and I did that. And there's 245 stitches I think on here, hopefully. Theoretically there's 245 stitches on here, so, and it's all bunched up, so it, yeah, takes quite a long time to do a row now. And obviously this coming week I go into going back to guides and things, so I have a bit less time to knit, unfortunately, than I did during the summer. But I'm hoping this is going, it looks a bit kind of, yeah, looks a bit puckered, doesn't it? Hopefully that'll block out. But the last Maytham shawl I started, I lost, and I still haven't found it, so I'm thinking that that's gone. I don't know where that's gone. Hopefully one day I might find it. But yeah, it's got the blue at the bottom, then the pink, then the multicolour speckle, and then the purple. And this is a kit from Toad Hollow, Crafty Toads. for the Lost in Time shawl, but that's a crochet shawl and I can't crochet that well, so I used it for this. And then the next colour to go on, because I haven't shown this in a little while. Oh, sorry about the crinkling. Will be this green. So that'll be next. And that's a full skein. These have all been 50-gram skeins. I'm really hoping I've got enough left of this to finish this section. Hopefully I have. And then I've got 100-gram skein for the rest of it. So the majority is going to be in this colour. But because on here, because she gives us the percentages, which is quite helpful, I think the next time I change colour, oh, wrong way, bear with, so I'm on 35% at the moment, and when I change colour I'm on 55%, so yeah, just under half the shawl will be in the green. So hopefully I will have enough of the green. If not, I shall perhaps go back into the blue, that colour, to do the edging, because I've got quite a bit of that left. Though actually the colour I've got most left of is this speckle, but I'm not sure that would work as the edge, but we will see. But yeah, that's my Maytham shawl, and I'm using just normal Knit Pro Symphonies fixed 3 point something. But yeah, so that's my Maytham shawl. So that's day 2 shawl day. So day 3 is garment day, and I'm wearing it. I have finished my understated sweater by Hoki Locatelli, and I adore it, and yes, I will be making another one. It's in DK, and the colour I've used is the Flower Crown colourway from Splendid Dye Works. It's 100% superwash merino. It is so soft, it is unbelievable. It's really pretty. Now hopefully if I've got any decent photos, they're going to turn up here and I can chat about them, so you can look at the photos. I would say you can look at the photos instead of me, but they are photos of me wearing it. Absolutely adore it. I love the colourway, I love the fit. Now on the sleeves, because I have seen a few comments about the sleeves being too tight, and I didn't decrease on my sleeves. I'm a big girl and I decided I'd rather have them too loose than too tight, but in actual fact they're completely perfect. They fit perfectly. So yeah, the sleeves are so good, such a nice fit. So I'm definitely going to do that again. It said to go down an easel size for the cuff. I didn't do that either, just because I wanted it to again not be too tight around my wrists, and it's not quite at my wrist, it's sort of halfway between my wrist and my elbow, or 3/4 of the way between my wrist and my elbow. It's a nice length. The neckline is lovely. The neck, when you do this, you think, oh, that neck's huge, but actually once you've knitted all the neck stitches in and synced it up, it looks really, really nice. And I love the detail at the front where you've got the where you're doing the decreases, you get this lovely detail at the front. Now this is the one where I'd picked up all the stitches around my neck and my chalgos came apart, and I literally was on the second to last row and frantically trying to rescue live stitches. And also because of course this is a superwash, they ran very quickly. So I was having a bit of a panic, but we managed to get it done, and I managed to get it finished. And it's blocked, it's washed, it's blocked. It's so soft, so nice to wear. It's very light but very warm, a bit too warm for today because it's absolutely baking outside. Not quite sure what other weather's doing today, but it's really warm. So yeah, so that's day 3, garment day. And then next week I'll have a new cast on, so you can see what I've got for next week. So yeah, day 3, garment day. I have finished my understated sweater by Hoki Locatelli, which is from the Interpretations Book 6, a collaboration even with Vera Valimaki, and yeah, I absolutely adore it. I'm definitely going to make another one. So day 4 is crochet day, and I am doing the Battenberg blanket by Sandra of Cherry Heart Designs, and the minis for that are living in this beautiful bag, which is So Beautiful by Nicola. Her project bags are amazing. I love those. Lovely hot air balloon. So loads and loads and loads of minis in here. And my working bag, which is this little one, is a hedgehog bag from Busy Pottering. And in here is what I've been working on this week. Now I'm using minis from various different designers, but at the moment this one is from West Green Loft Yarns. So this is the start of it. I have finished these colours now. So I was using these 5, this set, so there was 5 in the set. So I've finished these ones now, so there's 4 of each, 1, 2, 3, 4 of each, yeah. Here we go, and I'm doing mine in strips, which, right, all the ones with progress keepers on, can you see, there, are the ones I've done this week. I did quite a few this week. I did quite well with this one. I think this was like Sunday or something. I had the day to myself. It was great. So what I've done now is I am crocheting. Let's get a bit closer with this. I am crocheting a whole line. So that, 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 that. That's a whole line. And rather than attaching them individually, I am now getting a line done and then I'm attaching them in one great big long line. So you can see there, the bottom of that row there, here, is attached. So that one there is attached to this one at the top and this one at the bottom. But this side is not attached yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the rows. So the next row will get attached to all these ones that are flapping at the bottom here. Now, yeah, they'll get attached to that, to the next row, down. And then when I've gone as far this way as I want to go, lengthways, so down that way as I want to go, I will attach it that way down as well. So it's just done with a chain. I've just done it's sort of like a double crochet attachment down, and I will go along that way at the end and attach them all sort of lengthways, because that way I have got one end this end and one end that end to sew in, rather than lots of different ends, lots of individual ends for this bit. Just for the attachment bit. Obviously I have got ends to sew in for all the little squares. There's no avoiding that. But that's just 2 ends, so that's not too much of a problem. So this is much quicker. So that is my idea. I will attach them all like this, and then I will do the lengthways attachment when I've finished. That'll be the last thing I do. Well, it won't be the last thing I do. Sorry, I thought my neighbour was about to start a machine. The last thing I'll do is put a border on it, but for the moment that's the last thing I'll do. But yeah, so that's my Battenberg. It's so pretty, isn't it? I love it. It's so pretty. Come back that way. So pretty. So I've got to choose my next set to do my next minis. It's all going to be very pastel, this one. Just because I fancy making something really pastel and really pretty, and that is definitely going to be the remit on there. Now I can reclaim all my stitch markers because I ran out. I had to go raiding my stitch marker supply for this. So I'm going to love that the next time it's crochet day and I get it out and go, oh, I've got to take all those off first. So yeah, so that's day 5 crochet day. No, yes, no, it's day 4 crochet day. Day 4 crochet day. So day 5 is Mystery Blanket Day, which is the Mystery Blanket by Debbie Abrahams, which I will be restarting hopefully from next Mystery Blanket Day, because I have now caught up my Cozy Memories blanket. I was using it to catch up my squares on my Cozy Memories blanket. I have now caught them up. So, as you will see this week, there's a few of them. I will go back on to doing my actual mystery blanket, which at least I won't have to worry about showing now, because, you know, everybody else is miles ahead of me. Now, here we go. Let's go through these. I squared it off this week as well, so there's a finished object, sort of, not a finished object, but a squared object. So we have got, that is Yarn Badger from my Yarn Badger socks. That is Twisted Limone, African Violet from my Twisted Limone socks. That is Brighton Beach Hut from West Green Loft Yarns, and that is the mini that went with that set. Oh, that is Les Family Yarn from one of her sets. I think it's one of her sets with friends, because I think that's Betsy Makes that's next to it. That's Bakery Bears, again, which came with a Les Family Yarn and Friends set. That is also Bakery Bears. I believe that one's Betsy Makes. That's a Les Family Yarn. That's a Les Family Yarn. And that's a Les Family Yarn. Now, I don't know whether I actually did start. Did I start on the other side as well? Oh, yes, I did. And that's a Bakery Bear. That one. So yeah, so I've actually now caught this up. In fact, I've now got 4 squares in credit, so should I have a day off, it's not going to be a complete disaster. I'm going to try not to, but because 365 actually isn't a square, so you need extra ones anyway, or to stop earlier, but I try and go 365 plus however many extra I need. So yeah, so I'm really glad that I've caught that up now. I haven't done today's square, but today is Friday instead of Thursday, so I'm recording a day late this week. I'll explain why in life stuff. So technically today's square needs to go on next week's podcast, if you get what I mean. So the fact I haven't done today's square is fine, and I will do it whilst I'm editing the podcast. So yeah, this is definitely growing. I'm not even going to try and hold it up now, because it's you know, way too big to hold up. And this is why I was running out of progress keepers, because obviously I've got loads of them in here as well. So between all the progress keepers I had in here and all the progress keepers I had in the Batten Boat blanket, it's a bit like, I am definitely running out of progress keepers, if that's actually possible for me to do that. But I can reclaim them all now, so that's good. And luckily I had a load of new ones from Dusty Dimples, so I could at least use those. So yeah, so that's hanging out in my seaside bag from Busy Pottering, which I absolutely adore, and is my Cozy Memories blanket. And there should be a photo, as I said, of this squared off, hopefully, or video. I think it might be a video this time, squared off at the end of this. That's day 5 mystery blanket stroke catching up on my Cozy Memory blanket day. So day 6 is Scrappy Project days, and my current one is living in my Woodland Friends bag from Busy Pottering, and is very exciting. Right, a few things to say about this. First of all, it's very heavy at the moment, because it's quite long. Well, it's not long at all, it is, but there's a lot of stitches on the needles. This is the Bits and Bobs blanket by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. That's where I was, that's where I got to. Done a fair bit of knitting this week, to be honest. It's quite impressive. So yeah, I was there, I am now here. I know that doesn't look like a lot, but honestly it really is. There's loads of it. Now, I finished my Magic Knot Ball from, if I hold it out like that, you might be able to see it a little bit better. There we go. I finished my Magic Knot Ball that I was using, and I've just put in a new one. So my new one is this, and that's made of minis from a set that Kelly did of Les Family Yarn last year for the summer. It's really pretty. So that's my new Magic Knot ball. So I've got that much yarn on that, and I've gone into the dark green on my sheep as well. Now, small problem. This is collapsing really badly, like really badly. They're designed to be centre pull. In fact, when you get these, they've got a tab in the middle so you can pull out the middle really easily. But the problem I've got now is that not only do I get, it's all right at the moment, not only is it collapsing, so it's kind of going to end up as one giant tangle at some point, I'm getting like great big clumps of the middle bit coming out in one go. So I've had to sort of sit there and untangle it. I think if I was to use one of these again, I would definitely pull from the outside. And if you particularly want to start on the inside, I'd rewind it, because this is going to be an absolute giant tangle at some point. I think it's fine if you just have it out on the side and you're not putting it on a project bag or anything, but if you're putting it away, it's just, and as you use more, obviously it's going to tangle more. And that's not going to be great. Yeah, so don't know what I'm going to do about that. It's going to be really difficult to re-skein it. I'd have to cut it, and I'll try and get it on a Swift, I guess. So fingers crossed I will get to the end without too big a yarn bath happening, but yes, at the moment I would recommend, if you have one of these, taking it from the outside and working in, or rescaling it. But yeah, so that's the sheep as well. I mean, it's lovely yarn. It's so soft, and yeah, it's so soft. And what is it? I can't remember what it is. Has it got some acrylic in it? I think it has. Yeah, it's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, but it's so soft. It really is. Yeah, so that's what I'm using together, and this is how it's coming out, and you can see where it's shifting. You see at the bottom it was the blue, and now it's shifting into the green. So you can see the background colour in it, but you can also see the indie dyed colours too. So I love it, and it's really nice, and I love this project, but yeah, just slightly worried about how much time I'm going to have to spend untangling it before I can use it. So fingers crossed it's going to be okay. Right, so anyway, that's day 6, Scrappy Project Day. And it's the Bits and Bobs blanket from Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. Right, that's it for knitty content this week. I have got a tiny bit of spinning that I did. I know you've seen this before, but this is my braid from Hedgerow Yarns that she very kindly let me test spin, as it was the first one that Jane had dyed. It's so pretty. So this is almost a full bobbin. Can you see at the end there? I've just got this little bit to fill in, and then this will be a full bobbin, because quite frankly I'm not going to get much else on that end of it. So I just need to fill in this little bit here, and then this will be a full bobbin. Now it's not quite half the braid. It's quite a thin spin. I've managed to spin this quite finely, and I've got more than half a braid left to go on the other bobbin. So when I get to the end of that braid on the other bobbin, I will ply that up and then split the braid again and over the 2 bobbins, and then ply those 2 together, because I want it to be a 2-ply. And my idea is I want to make a jumper out of this. I've got a few braids that are very similar in colour, and I've got a braid from Witchcrafty Lady at Southern Wool Show, which would be a lovely contrast for cuffs and like the V-neck and everything. So I'm hoping to spin this as a DK. At the moment I think there's a good chance that they will come out as a DK, and make a jumper. Whether I make another understated, I don't know. Like maybe quite a plain jumper, bearing in mind that this is hand spun. It's very soft, it's 100% merino. Don't know if it's superwash, but it's 100% merino. These bobbins are so much fun. This is an Anchorworks bobbin. It's very green. I've got a purple one too. But yeah, I need to just fill up this little bit here, and then I can ply that. well, no, I can't ply it, then I can fill up the other bobbin, then I can ply it. It's going to take me a little while. So yeah, that's my spinning. I haven't done any sewing this week. So next up is acquisitions, and I've got a few this week, a few little bits. No surprises really. Les Family Yarn. This is her Lace Hankies colourway, which I just think is so pretty. Now there's a new release of the Bakery Bears have done a new release of a pattern for the second Miss Potter sock club, and I believe this is one of the sock sets that was used for that. And this is called Lace Hankies. Very pretty. And Kelly dyed up a new box of minis, so I grabbed a new box of minis, and they'll probably go in my Battenberg blanket. Very pretty. So that's from Les Family Yarn. And then I've got some stitch markers from a little progress keeper from Elderflower Stitches. Now, she's got the most amazing podcast. She's only on episode 2, but her makes are incredible. She sews and she knits, and she's so sweet. She's well worth a watch, and she's making progress and stitch markers. And they're really sweet. This is her boho birdie set, and I love the fact it's rose gold. Really pretty. And get a little tea bag with it. And yeah, this is her. Even her logo is beautiful. She's linked in my makers and my show notes. So that's Elderflower Stitches. I should say that all the makers I mention, all the patterns I mention, are all linked in the show notes, which are on my Ravelry group. You get comprehensive show notes on my Ravelry group and links to my show notes down below. So the next one up is a monthly club, and this is for September for the Sherry Iris Sock Club. So if you've not had your September Sherry Iris Sock Club, please look away. And if I sewed this last week, I'm really sorry. I don't think I did, but just in case. So there's this one. Isn't that lovely? So pretty. And you can see what the inspiration was by the label. I'm not going to say anything just in case somebody's watching or listening that hasn't got theirs yet. That is so pretty. I do like it. So I've got a subscription to this one and her mini club. That's one of the few things I've kept going. And it comes with this lovely lavender sachet, and it all comes wrapped up in this lovely bag. Right, you can look back now. But that's the Sherry Iris September Sock Club. So that's it for my acquisitions this week. I have got a couple of other bits that have arrived that I haven't opened yet, so I shall save them for next week. So that's it really. What one now? Trips out. My next one is the Les Family Yarn Retreat in November, knitting wise, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun. Right, so what's been going on? Ian's parents have been down. Normally they live in up north, and normally we go up to see them, but they, as a birthday present, the family got together and hired an Airbnb for them down here, so they've come down for a visit. So I've had lots of knitting time, so I've done lots of visiting time, so that's been cool. I've also not been driving to work because hubby's been picking me up when I finished work, so that we could drive straight down to the Airbnb where they're staying. So I've had knitting time to work, which is really unusual. I don't normally get that. I'm normally driving a car. So I've had a fair bit of knitting time this week, hence why I think I've got quite so much knitting content. Now, next week I'm back to normal, back to guides on Tuesday, and then Thursday night, so hopefully next Thursday I will record the podcast as normal. Thursday night we're either going to leave Thursday night or very early Friday morning to go to Fishguard to sail across to Ireland because we're going to the Irish National Balloon Meet. So I will start vlogging again from next Thursday, Friday, whenever we leave. I will start vlogging, and I'm not going to say anything too much yet because we're all finalising it all, but there could be a very special guest at some point on my vlog. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, so there'll be vlogs again from me. I should be able to get them up pretty much daily. We're staying at the same Airbnb we did last year, and it's definitely got Wi-Fi, so hopefully I'll be able to vlog. Hopefully we'll have some really lovely weather. If it's like this, it'll be amazing because then we will fly both slots, and it'll be really, really busy. Now, at the moment it's just me and Ian until our guests arrive on Thursday. So for the first half of the meet it's just the two of us, and that's going to be interesting, trying to crew the balloon with two of us. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. But we're going to be staying in the in Birr, which is sort of kind of mid-south of Ireland. It's near Bunratty Castle and not far from Limerick and kind of Wexford that way. So we're going to go across. We're coming across on the Friday to. We'll come in at Rosslare, and then we're going to stay north of Wexford, I think, on Friday night. Then on the Saturday we drive to our Airbnb, and then I think the first slot is Sunday morning or Sunday evening, one of the two. So fingers crossed we get some flyable weather. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I'll be crewing Ian on my own, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday hopefully we'll have some extra crew with us. Normally at these meets you pick up somebody that'll come and help crew you, but if not, we're going to take two balloons. We're going to take our little one-man balloon so he can fly on his own, and I literally said to him, look, you go fly, tell me when you've landed and I'll just drive to you, because that's going to be the easiest rather than trying to negotiate towing a trailer somewhere where you don't know and navigating and everything else. So I've just said to him, look, you just land and I'll come get you. So that's cool. And then when we get more crew, we've got a bigger balloon to take out. We've got a bigger balloon with us, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be good fun. Hopefully going to take my spinning wheel with me. I want to be able to spin while I'm away. And so the Thursday that I'm away for that one will be the first Thursday that our guests turn up. So whether I will podcast then or maybe just vlog that week, we will see, and I'll do a proper podcast the week after. So you should get episode 31 as normal, and then episode 32 might be a week late. Then we come back on the Saturday, which is the 28th, and then we're actually home here on the 29th, and then I'm going to a wedding fair with my eldest on the 29th, so that'll be fun. So we've got to get back in time for me to do that. And then she leaves work, so she will no longer be at work with me. So I have no idea what will happen there, and obviously I'm absolutely made up for her because she's so looking forward to her new job. Personally, I'm like, I don't know what's going to be going on at work, so what time I'll get, etc. after that, I don't know. So we will see on that one. I'm still planning on having Fridays off, so if I have to move the podcast from Thursday to Friday, I will. It's not an issue. I'm recording Friday today. As I said, it's a gorgeous day today. It's so nice. It's like summer's come back. It's chilly. I mean, you can sit outside, but you'd want to wear a jumper, so this is perfect. Yeah, so I think that's it from me this week. I can't think of anything else I need to tell you. Don't forget to join in for the giveaway. Subscribe to me, subscribe to Ellie, and check out her shop, because she really does sell some really, really lovely things. Go join in on the Stripy Sock Cow, and if all else fails, go and join in on the Chatteron Commercial Sock Yarn, because that is really, really interesting. So yeah, I hope you all have a great week wherever you are. Take care. I will see you next week.